Now it's time for us to address the more general case of arranging n books on a shelf. And we're going to do this step by step. So at the start, when we have n books to arrange, that means that we have n choices for the first book that goes on the shelf. Once we place this first book, that means that we have n minus 1 books left to arrange. So we have n minus 1 choices for the second book on the shelf. Now there's only n minus 2 books left for the third choice. And it just continues all the way down until we have 3 books left, 2 books left, and finally that last book. Now this right here, n times n minus 1 times n minus 2 all the way to times 3 times 2 times 1 is so common in math that it has its own special name and symbol, and that is n factorial, which is just n with an exclamation mark, written like this. So this is n factorial, all of this right over here. So we see that there are n factorial ways to arrange n books on a shelf. So if we think back to our previous examples, when we asked ourselves how many ways we can arrange 3 books on a shelf, that answer is just 3 factorial, which is 3 times 2 times 1, which we found is 6. So 3 factorial is 6. Then we asked ourselves how many ways we can arrange 4 books on a shelf. That answer is 4 factorial, which is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which turned out to be 24. 5 factorial was 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which is 120. Now I'm going to quickly fill in some factorials for all of you. So I just quickly filled everything from 1 factorial to 10 factorial. Now it's not usually required to memorize all of this, but if you do memorize it, it does help. It saves you some time when you're working with factorial problems, so usually I like to remember the first 10, at least. Now there is one final question, and that is, what is 0 factorial? Is there even such a thing as 0 factorial? And there is. Now to find out what exactly 0 factorial is, I'm going to translate this into our bookshelf case. So when we asked ourselves how many ways to arrange 3 books on a shelf, we found that that was 3 factorial. And it's the same here. To find out what 0 factorial is, we're going to ask ourselves, how many ways can we arrange 0 books on a shelf? Now this may seem like a bit of a tricky question, but when you think about it, how many ways can we arrange 0 books on a shelf? Well, there's only one way, and that is to do nothing, because there is simply nothing to arrange. So 0 factorial is 1. So hopefully by now you understand what a factorial is, because you're going to be seeing this a lot in math. It's going to come up again and again. So it's time for us to get really good at it. But now that we know what a factorial is, let's get some more practice evaluating and manipulating factorials.